Hello everybody, welcome to Badlands Ballistics. Gonna do a little shooting today, bring you guys along. Man, I got a gun I'm super excited about. Jump right into it. Sabatti double barrel rifle in 450 Nitro. They call this gun the classic Big 5. So if you guys have watched the channel, you know that I did a video recently on a Sabatti double barrel rifle in 450-400. So quick history of that. My brother booked a Cape buffalo hunt in Africa. I bought the rifle used, got a pretty good buy on it. Got it all dialed in. He took it to Africa and killed a Cape buffalo with it. And he decided the double barrel rifle is really, really cool. Don't matter how it happened, but the bottom line is him and I worked it out, and I got me another Sabatti. 450 Nitro, not 450-400. So let's talk about that a little bit. I'll show you the ammo. So all I can say is thanks to Hornady, some of these old classic cartridges are being revived. Without them, it would almost be impossible to make a gun like this. And I think Hornady, you know, thank the people there, because they work with the gun manufacturers. Ruger got real interested in it, and there's probably somebody at Ruger that is interested in African hunting. So they, you know, in the Ruger #1s, decided to bring out some of these old classic cartridges, work with Hornady to get the ammo for them. And I think Hornady is working with the folks in Europe to work on some of these guns, because I've got a regulation target that came with the gun with Hornady ammo. So this is the ammo. This is the 450-400. This is a 480 grain bullet. They're calling this a DGX bonded. So I think that's dangerous game expanding. I think in the African world, they call that the soft point bonded bullet. So yeah, the interesting thing about it is Hornady does not offer brass. And I don't know if it's just the typical, you know, they make a run of them and then they run out. I don't know. I can buy a pickup load of this stuff off the internet. I ordered one box just to make before I ordered it, you know, this stuff's not cheap. So I ordered one box, and I thought, well, I'll do a little bit of shooting with it. And then I got the dies and stuff for it so I can reload. But yeah, this is interesting cartridge. To give you a couple quick stories about it. This was developed 1890s. This was the original African dangerous game hunting cartridge. And then World War I come along, and they use this actually in military applications. I found a story that there was actually a documented case that they used this gun on a shoulder-fired rifle, and one individual got at a high level, or a high perch on like by an airfield or something, and he shot down 5 airplanes with this cartridge. And they was using it for some, you know, anti-armored vehicle stuff, because this would penetrate the shoulder-fired gun of the day was a 303 British, which is not a powerful gun. You know, it's a 180 grain bullet going 2,000 feet, but this 500 grain basically would go through the armor. So lots of history. Before I got this gun, I read a ton of stuff about it, and I mean, they're basically calling this the original African and India dangerous game cartridge. So kind of cool history on it, you know, and you guys know I love the history on stuff like that. So when I got, you know, this rifle come up, bought it. I kind of wanted the 450-400 because I had a little bit of experience with it, but this, I mean, the cool factor on this is just amazing. So, you know, the case length is 3 1/4. I mean, overall length, that's about a 4-inch. I mean, it's just a giant beast. But it's a 500 grain bullet, essentially. These are 480s. But I read an article that said that's what Winchester wanted for the 458 Winchester, is to duplicate this cartridge in a bolt action gun, which they did. 458 Win Mag, and this is almost a ballistic twin. So this operates at a lot lower pressure because of the double barrel, the big case. You know, lots of details about that kind of stuff I'm not going to go into today, but super excited about it. Talked about a couple different things. So to just say it bluntly, this thing is going to kick like a dang mule. No question about it. I've got a slip-on recoil pad, and I don't have the right one. As you guys can see, it doesn't fit very well. I need the size bigger. But for me, and I've learned this, and it's taken me till I was 50 years old to figure this out, most guns, especially these guns that kick a little bit, the length of pull is too short. So I've got the slip-on pad on, and I bought one of these recoil shields. And I'd never seen one of these before. I ordered off the internet. The brand of it's called Wayne's Dog. I don't know. I've actually just put it on one time and I fired one of my 4570 just to see what it feels like. So, but you watch African hunting videos, a lot of folks are walking around Africa in a t-shirt with this on for shooting these bigger guns. Chuck Hawks has a very interesting chart on the internet about recoil, and don't quote me on the numbers, but like the 450, 400's like a 50. This gun I think is like a 60 or 70. And when you get into big stuff, I think a 600 was like 150. I don't know how a physical human being can take that much recoil. I just don't know. Maybe this recoil shield's the only way to do it. I've seen videos of Tim Sundell's on his Buffalo Boar shooting a 577 in a t-shirt. Yeah, he said he lengthened the pole and it's got a really nice recoil pad on it. It's insane how those guns kick. So anyway, I've got fascinated with these guns. You've seen a lot of 4570 videos. I thought, you know what, if this recoil shield for me shooting at the range makes it so I can shoot the guns accurately, what the heck. So I'm kind of double dosing it today with the slip-on pad and the recoil shield. So I've never shot the gun before. I don't even know if it works. So I'll bring you guys along and we'll see if it will. So I'm just going to shoot 2 rounds. We'll walk up and see how well it's regulating. Holy smokes. That will cure what ails you. Holy cow, I cannot believe the recoil on that gun. So I had the slip-on pad plus this shoulder pad. Wow, I cannot believe the recoil. That is going to take some time to get used to. I don't know if a physical anatomy of the human being, you shoot those a few times and that gets toughened up. Mine is not toughened up. Wow. I'll tell you, I almost had a little anxiety shooting it. And it was well justified because, yeah, that thing's almost scary. And it's interesting because the concussion, the muzzle blast is I can't even hardly describe it, you know, and I'm sure there might be somebody watching this goes, oh man, that guy's a big sissy. I shoot a 600 all the time. Good for you, because I don't. And I mean, even the 500 Nitro, you know, that's a 570 grain bullet. That is just another level. I can't even imagine it. Let's go look at the target and see if we even hit the paper. Okay, as you guys can see, I got to do some work here on my shooting range, but here's one. And what I'm going to say is I was holding the bead of almost covering this. So if it's a little bit of a 6 o'clock sight hold, it's probably hitting up into here. So we're going to shoot 2 more and I'll aim of like covering half of this because the bead is about the width of this black. And so when I've been holding it, I almost was covering the bead almost in that type of a fashion. So I'll hold it down here somewhere and see if we can get these on paper. Okay, well, we're gonna shoot 2 more times. You know, this recoil's at a different level, and I think it's the mental more than as much as it is physical. I mean, I can feel it on my arm. I'm not gonna kid you. It's something there. But interesting, the guy that I bought the 450 400 from, he got into a kick of big guns, and he'd bought a 458 Win Mag in a Winchester Model 70. And he said with factory ammo, that thing was absolutely brutal. Comparing to that 450 400, he goes, that thing was a puppy dog compared to the 458 Win Mag. It's all about weight, right? This is a 10+ pound rifle. I think he said his 458 was around 8 pounds or a little over. Huge difference. I mean, I just look at this, go, I don't know how people physically do it. I read an article one time about there was a bunch of 505 Gibbs bolt action rifles on Mauser Actions that got produced at some point in time, and they were in that 8.5 pound range at a 505. That's absolutely insane to me. I think they're shooting that 570 grain bullet, you know, in that 2,200 feet per second range, 8 pound rifle. It's just, I can't even wrap my head around how bad those things will kick. But anyway, you know, I'm going to do a bunch of videos on this gun, and I think I'm going to do just maybe 4 shots. And if this is going to regulate on that paper, which I think it will, I think it's just kind of more of a 6 o'clock sight hold. But I'm going to come out and I'm going to just practice off the shooting sticks. Read some articles saying that the recoil off shooting sticks is better than off the bench. just the way your body can absorb it more. You know, you're kind of at a really more fixed position. So I don't know, we're gonna have some fun with it. You know, I talk about a Ross Siegfried article I read. You know, when in the 80s growing up as a kid, Ross Siegfried was a freaking hero, man. That guy could do anything. And he was really heavily involved in the 475 Limbaugh development. Did a bunch of hunting with it, did a bunch of shooting. I found one of his later articles that talked about him preparing for a big game hunt with the 475 Limbaugh. And he said he would go shoot 5 to 10 rounds, and that's it. And he said as much shooting as he's done in his lifetime, he would get flinchy. I'm like, oh, well, maybe the guy is human like the rest of us. I kind of had him on this high pedestal of being able to do all kinds of crazy things. But, you know, and for me, that's what this is going to be. I'm not going to sit out here and shoot a box of shells. I think it would be ridiculous to do that. I'll shoot 4 today, then maybe I'll do another video in a week or so, shoot 4 more off the sticks, and then get some brass so I can start doing some load development. So anyway, enough yapping. We'll shoot 2 more and see what the paper looks like. Oh, I was going to mention one other thing. What's interesting is that 450-400 had pretty nice triggers, and I was expecting these triggers to be a little bit lighter. And like I say, this gun's never been shot, so maybe over time. But they're super crisp. There's not much travel to them. They're a little heavier than I expected. So anyway, it's going to be a long learning curve. Hopefully, you guys are interested in coming along with me. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, maybe you can see in the video, the second shot, I flinched like a son of a gun. I hate to shoot 2 more, but we're going to look at the target, but I may end up shooting 2 more. Well, guys, I am pleased as punch because I felt like I flinched on the second shot. I obviously didn't. So I was holding what I'm going to call more of a 6 o'clock sight hold down here. Look where my two, I mean, that's about 2 inches apart. You know, one out of each barrel. That's perfect regulation. I am pleased with punch as that. So, okay, guys, I'm not going to shoot any more today. That's a confidence builder to me that I can shoot this gun accurately. So now I know they got to hold kind of that 6 o'clock sight. That's all I needed to kind of figure out with that. So the next time you see me, I'll be out here and we'll shoot just offhand off the shooting sticks and see. But there's no reason to just keep hammering away. This is going to be a long process. I mean, honestly, if things go perfect in my life, I may go to Africa next year, which will be 10 months from now. May take this gun hunting this year. It'd be, you know, if I can end up having an opportunity for deer hunting, maybe I'll take it and do some woods hunting with it. That'll just give me some field experience with it. But anyway, I'm excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are going to have fun with me. And if there's anybody that's watching this video that has experience with these guns and has any kind of advice, please share it with me. I don't know anybody that has done anything with double barrel African rifles. I don't know one person. The guy that I bought the rifle from, he gave me a bunch, or the original 450-400. He'd done a bunch of load development stuff, but he's never hunted with it. He's not really a hunter. He's a gun guy, but so he was a great source of information. But on this 450, you know, he don't know. But I'll tell you what, I am super pleased with that 2-shot group we just did, and I just know that the gun's shooting good with this ammo. So you know, as time goes on and you guys will be coming along, but you know, it'll be the challenge for me to duplicate this ammo with some hand loads. I got some 450 grain bullets. I got some 500 grain bullets coming. Actually, I do have some 500 grain. They're the cutting edge brass alloy bullets. So kind of that banded style bullet. So anyway, you guys are going to be seeing this gun a lot, but super excited about it. Thanks for watching.